and Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee and Pan Dulce.
Hey, I'm Christian Cano. You're the co-host. My buttons are Moms Demand Action, Gunsmiths Legislation, Healthcare for All, Medicare for All, and also in my heart, Black Lives Matter on behalf of Joe Oldham, who's a guest of ours who passed away last year. That's it.
Hello, this is Jenny James Gunn. I am a community advocate here in Charlotte, North Carolina for LGBT women's rights with the National Organization for Women, gun sense laws with Moms Demand Action, and anything that extends equity to all. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It's Coffee and Pan Dulce time, and it's July 9th already.
Wow.
We're over the hump. We're over the halfway mark. And we're in the dog days of summer for some parts of the United States. We've had seasonably cool days here, but I've seen on the East Coast, the other coast, it's been quite toasty over there, and probably other parts of the country, including all parts, Texas, and everything else. But this is Coffee and Pan Dulce, and I'm Gersemi Americo Gunn, along with my longtime broadcast partner and good friend, Christian Cano. Christian, take it away.
Yes, as Gersemi said, welcome everyone to Coffee and Pan Dulce. Christian Cano, along with Gersemi, I'm actually on the road, and she is now live from West Hollywood. So we have a wonderful, what do you call it, Jen? Left coast? Is that what you said?
We're on the left coast. Well, a lot of people refer to it as the left coast because it's so supposedly so liberal out here.
As if though that's an insult, It's
like people that are on the left don't see it as an insult. People
we're like, that's fine.
Right or pissed off about it, and so they think it's an insult. Like, well, yeah, you can also refer to us as intelligent too.
Exactly.
Don't worry about that. Of course, they probably don't like to read very much either, so we'll leave it at that.
Words are hard. Words are hard.
Words are hard.
Yes, as Gersemi said, reminded us that when you watch this show will drop on July the 9th, so we're over the hump, as she said, for 2025. We want to thank those who watch us on Facebook, also the thousands who listen to us on your favorite audio podcast platform. I'm on the road, actually doing an interview for another show that's going to be dropping on the Cannis Media Network this fall. Can't tell you the name of it yet, but we'll have some commercials that you'll see about all of the shows, and also Jen's show and some other shows that we have. So we want to thank everyone who's joining us. So today's topic is, we're going to be kind of stealing a little topic from a sister show that we have, Espera Que, that Llorense hosts. And Gersemi was one of his guests, and it was they were talking about the Los Angeles situation and how Trump was saying that it's on, making a mountain out of a molehill about things and so forth. So today's title of the show is Tacos, which is referring to Trump. I'm going to start using that nickname of his. Tacos LA's bullshit. We can actually say that because we're like the cable version of we're like the bootleg. What do you call us, Jen? We're like the bootleg.
We're the bootleg. We're a bootleg show.
That's right.
We're about as bootleg as we get, But
that's right.
It's all good.
That's right. All right. But before we do that, we're going to jump directly into Barb's current events.
And this is Barb's current events.
All right, Jen, I've got three here. The first one is, in case you don't know, there has been a shakeup in the New York mayor election. The underdog, and I apologize in advance because I have a very difficult time pronouncing names. Zoran Kwame Mandani, and I apologize. It's probably not the way it's pronounced at all, but I'll get used to it. He actually won the Democratic primary in New York. He beat former Governor Cuomo. He actually won by a huge margin, and he's on his way to become the new mayor of the wonderful big city, the Big Apple of New York, when he wins in November. Of course, he's getting a lot of backlash from Trump and a lot of really MAGA conservatives trying to really diminish him and just dog whistle racisms. So basically, Trump is insinuating that he might try to deport him. Take off his naturalized citizen. Can't do it. It's unconstitutional. It's just their way of, these racists aren't full racists anymore because they know the pushback. So they do these kind of underlining type of racist comments. So that's the first one. I want to hear what you have to say about that. Also, the next one, Jen, is Trump's I apologize. I can't have to use my cheaters. All right. There is going to be a anti-Trump protests around the country, and I don't have the details of it, but because it's something very, very last minute. If you're watching this, it's probably already happened because it was going to happen around the July 4th weekend. But I'm curious what you have to say about that, because Jen, I know that we talked about the No Kings protest. Well, apparently people are going to try to continue these so that way the momentum doesn't just kind of go away. So that's the other one. So you know what? Let's just stick with two today. So those are just the two Bob's current events.
Well, for here, we've stayed in a constant state of protest because they really tried to do really performative attacks on people living here in LA as far as the ICE raids, and they've been extraordinarily aggressive in certain parts of LA. For shock and awe purposes. So the protests, the lashbacks, people in California, not just in LA, but in San Francisco area and many other parts of California, have surrounded ICE vehicles when they're trying to bring them into the courthouse. They've pulled people out of cars. They've rescued people. They're defending people. They're just trying to get home with their groceries. There's been a very organized, very palpable pushback, not only from the California government and including the governor of California, but also the people themselves and the grassroots efforts. It's a very fundraisers for legal funds to help people out, like the whole nine yards. It's a very, very, very noticeable anti-ICE, anti-Trump movement here. Of course, California is majority of people here are very progressive, very liberal.
Sure.
And it's refreshing, but it's also nice to see people take power back in their own hands and push against this kind of fascism. So I'm hoping that it sustains in other parts of the country. I know it will here for quite a while, mainly because there's so much pushback from the Trump administration and aggression. Yeah. Aggression is going to make aggression. California is a very aggressive state. We're no punk. We support most of the nation. And, our economy drives the pace of the nation. And because of that, we know how to fade the heat. We know how to bring it. And Trump's got another thing coming if he thinks he can take on the big cities in the United States, like a Chicago, like a New York City, like an LA. Yeah. These major economic centers can push back. These states that are blue states still will push back.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. And hopefully the people will stay organized and stay focused.
How about the mayor election in New York? Did that surprise you?
A lot of people hated Eric Adams.
Sure.
He was very much
well, he's still running though, but he's running as an independent. Yeah. So he doesn't. Yeah. So no one thinks he has a chance because usually it's going to be the Democrat. Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't have a chance in hell because one, nobody likes him now.
Exactly.
Conservatives don't like him. Progressives and liberals don't like him. nobody really likes him. He's been, his job performance has been very below average. He had no chance in the Democratic primary. That's why he's trying to run independent. That's
exactly. Yeah.
You can't cut it in one party. You just run independent.
You switch over
the opposite party or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you're a talentless hack, so you got to go do it a different way. But yeah, I mean, this new guy. I'm not shocked that they picked somebody like this. I think there was a lot of concern when Eric Adams won the Democrat primary, because a lot of people said, we don't think he's as progressive as he's trying to portray himself. And he walked back a lot of his opinions and a lot of his campaign promises the moment he got in office, and people said, I told you so. So I think they were going to make sure they picked a very decidedly progressive, younger candidate. That's why
they wouldn't
have no chance of
winning
of his problematic past with the sexual harassment. He just is not a good guy. He didn't. The one thing New York didn't want to pick shit bags around, and
they didn't want a Trisha Cotham situation. And those who don't understand that reference, watch some old shows.
they didn't need another stain on that city. They've already struggled with image here in the last few years. It's not the funnest place in the world to live, and quite frankly, Cuomo would have been a horrific choice. He would have been a disaster. And New Yorkers are savvy, politically savvy. They're like, no, let's give this new guy a shot. Like, he looks like the real deal. He sounds like the real deal. He's very smart. The guy's very savvy. He's very 21st century. I think he's going to be a great mayor. I think he's going to fit with the diversity of that city. I'm very excited to see what this guy can do.
Excellent. Well, listen, on that, we're going to take our first break. We'll be right back on Coffee and Pan Dulce right after this.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching the Florida shows. They've been wildly successful. Obviously, it's a topic that you guys have enjoyed and wanted to know more of. And we like talking about the dumpster fire that used to be the state of Florida. And we'll probably talk about it some more this summer. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching. And support local Black and brown businesses, including our sponsor, Manolo's Bakery. That has some fabulous pastries, food, cheesecakes, all kinds of specialty cakes, tamales, and much, much more. Some of the best food you eat in Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, Manolo's Bakery, right here in East Charlotte. Thanks for watching.
Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying the Coffee and Pan Dulce Show. This is me, Urense, a new host here at the Cannis Media shows. I will be doing the new show, Espera Que, here every Thursdays at 7 p.m. on your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you like to listen to. So, hope to see you on my show and hope you have a wonderful day.
Hey y'all, you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and your favorite audio podcast platforms. You can catch your special editions of Coffee and Pan Dulce as always. And we appreciate y'all listening. And we're going to do more episodes. We're going to do some zany things in 2025. And most of all, we're going to have lots of fun as always. Thanks for listening. And look for the new shows. Appreciate it. Hey y'all, thanks for watching our spring shows and sticking with us. And we've got a fabulous summer lineup. I hope y'all are excited as I am. And let's enjoy our summers. Hot Girl Summer 2024. See y'all.
Bye y'all.
Bye y'all.
Thank you everybody for watching Coffee and Pan Dulce. Jenny and Chris had an amazing talk right there. And this is Urense from Espera Que. Our show is on Thursdays, 7 p.m. on every podcast places you get podcasts, brain fart. But if you want to listen to me doing brain farts and having hot takes and leftist takes and just screaming at the shitty burning world we are living in, come over to Espera Que. You're going to have a fun time.
Welcome back, everyone. Don't forget to watch the shows that are out there on Cannis Media. And then continue to watch our show as well and watch Jenny's show. All right, so let's jump into the topic. Taco's LA bullshit. Jen, you are in the middle of it all now. So we have firsthand, we spare no expense sending Jen and her wife to California. I mean, literally, we spent no expense. I mean, none.
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
Exactly. That puts in your praise.
But live from Hollywood, we're talking about all things LA, and truthfully, yeah, I mean, as far as protests and riots or whatever, it's minimal.
Is the city burning? Is the city burning down?
Nah, not even close. It's first of all, LA is a massive city. I
Sure.
mean, geographically, it's when you first come into town. If you drive here, when you hit the east side of LA, as you're coming in from the east, you drive from one side of it to another. It seems like it's a couple hours. It's a very, very geographically large. So large of a city, it covers 2 mountain ranges. And so it's not a small city, it's a big Western state. So big Western states have a lot of urban sprawl, just like Texas, just like Arizona. Is we don't have any. We're not a small state like a New York or Connecticut or a Maryland or something that does more vertical.
Pretty much spread out. Yeah.
There's not really many high rises in LA because of that. It's a very, very, there's some, but not much, not compared to New York or even Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte.
It has a disproportionate amount of, strangely, of vertical building because that's so much more popular on the east than it is in the west. And so because of that, and because we're not landlocked, it's affected. The protests have affected very little parts of town. The short-term little bit of a curfew they had was contained to 1 or 2 real basically neighborhoods. It was a small geographical, like a 1 mile by 2 mile, very contained, not too far off downtown LA. It wasn't something that was just sprawling throughout the city. Here in West Hollywood, it was not even noticeable. The only thing we really noticed was the No Kings protest. People did come out for us. There was protesters everywhere. My wife and I were out running errands and doing the things we needed to do that day. Let me tell you, there was signs and people everywhere protesting the old taco, and he's just useless, and it's a very fitting slur nickname for him because I'm sure it just makes him crazy.
Exactly.
He's referred to as a taco, but it's a nicer nickname that I typically have for him. But I usually call him Dumpster Von Little Hands or something like that, or worse. These guys, they just don't like any assault to their authority. They don't like anything. That's why they hate California, because California is opinionated. But California is a very successful state, and it irks them that California is so successful and is so progressive and rejects MAGAism on the whole. Like when they tried to do the recall election of Governor Newsom a few years ago, they ran like 14 candidates in that recall primary, and he slaughtered them all. He got like 68% of the vote out of 15 candidates total. And it was an open primary, so anybody could run. And they thought if we run a ton of candidates, it'll water it down for Newsom. No, Californians said, we should do this. He's a great governor. We're going to keep him. And he's shown to be a great leader in these times, too. And he stood his ground. And he made the Trump administration blink. And they've walked back many things, including military rollout here. It's not been seen.
All right. So you heard it first from someone who's actually on the ground in the middle of everything. California is not burning down. The immigrants are the National Guard, the military did not need to be pulled into to Los Angeles, and so it's just silly that exactly for what. That's crazy. Hey, if you like what you hear from Jenny, she does have a show that comes on every Wednesday at 11:30. It's called Two Quarters in a Truck. We actually record that show right before this one, so I steal a lot of stuff from her show. So that way, if I don't do my research. So this next commercial is all about her show, and we'll be right back on Coffee and Pan Dulce right after this.
So we have a great fall lineup, and we encourage you to tune in to many of our fabulous shows, like our Say show, and many more things in October and November as well. Thanks for watching, as always, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.
Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying the Coffee and Pan Dulce Show. This is I, Yorense, one of the new hosts here at Cannis Media, doing a new show, Espera Que. We're here, I am talking all the great issues that are happening in our great country here in the USA of 2025. I'm mostly going to be working and talking about Latino men issues, but I hope anyone can come by and hear me rant about how annoying our government is. We will be here every Thursdays at 7 p.m. Hope to hear from y'all soon, and see you at my show.
Hey, thanks for listening to us as always on Coffee and Pan Dulce. And just to let you know, we're on all the audio podcast platforms. So working out or whatever, you can just listen to us. Or if you want to see our bright, shiny faces, we're on YouTube and Facebook. You can even be fans and you can comment on our shows on the Facebook platform and drown out people who don't actually listen to the show but like to fun us. But anyway, we appreciate y'all and very much, and keep on listening so that Christian and I are just not sitting here talking to ourselves. Have a great year.
Hi everybody, this is Yorense from the Espera Que show over here. All I'm here is doing a little quick PSA. Use this summer to do volunteer work. Go to your nearest YMCA, go to your nearest homeless shelter, go to whatever community services or programs that you can help out and volunteer. Because right now, we have a bunch of fascist pieces of shit trying to rip apart our country and rip apart the people, our communities, by spreading hate and bigotry. The best way to combat it is, one, working in your community and standing strong to show that you are strong and you're here to help out others. Two, combat misinformation. If you hear bullshit, first research and make sure if it's true or not. If it is not true, call it out. If it is true, get the facts. Be knowledgeable of it because it might come out later. So always stand against that. And three, fuck fascists. Stand against them. Make them feel uncomfortable. There is too many people out there feeling like they can say the hard R or say slurs or be violent. Make them understand that a lot of people die to make sure this hatred and bigotry does not exist. All our civil rights workers, all the people who restored normity, everybody who fought against intolerance and hatred, they died and worked their asses off to stop this. So follow in their footsteps and stop this madness. This is Yorense again from Espera Que, and all I can say is be there for your community and stand up for what's right. Fuck fascism and have a wonderful day.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching our Coffee and Pan Dulce show every week. Don't forget you can watch us visually on our video podcast platforms on Facebook and YouTube, but you can also listen to us on your favorite audio podcast platforms like Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all of the other ones that your favorite, whatever your favorite is. Once again, thank you for watching us on Coffee and Pan Dulce. We'll dance out.
Hey y'all, thanks as always for listening to Coffee and Pan Dulce. And guess what? As part of our Cannis Media family of shows, we have a sister show that's been running alongside the Coffee Show for 6 years, 6 seasons. And it's Two Queers in a Truck. In fact, we've been on air, as it says right behind Christian, as we record this, in case you're watching the video version of this. It's exciting. It's a little different. It comes more from obviously the queer perspective because it's Two Queers in a Truck. And we invite you to listen to it. You don't have to be queer to listen. And I promise it most likely will not give you scabies. I can't 100% verify that, but it's just a medical rumor started by me, actually. But anyway, come out and check us out on our sister show, Two Queers in a Truck, and all the exciting 2025 news shows on the Cannis Media family. As always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Up next is Two Queers in a Truck with Jenny and Christian. And hope you guys tune in. We'll see you in about 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you. Bye.
Welcome back, everyone. Don't forget to join all of our Cannis Media shows from the Jenny Show. Gersemi Show. I apologize, Jen. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I go by both.
Okay, all right. Gersemi's show, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to practice that.
You may have to call me Jerry.
We've been great friends for such a long time, and I'm so used to calling her that. And also, Tony Foreman has a show that comes on every Wednesday at 10 o'clock drops. And then the Esperake that is hosted by Urense that drops every Thursday at 7 p.m. Don't forget to join those three shows along continually with our show here on Coffee and Pan Dulce. All right, here we go. We're going to talk about the Pendejo of the Week.
And this is the Pendejo Chronicles.
Okay, this week is the Pendejo of the Week. No surprise, this person wins it periodically. Sissy Spacek wins. He is now saying that he's against the big, beautiful bill. And he's going to spend all this money on people who vote for it. I don't know if that's going to have any pull, but I don't know, it might. I think he's trying to become relevant, and he wants to start a third party called the American Party or American People Party or something like that. So that he wins the Pendejo of the Week award. Do you have anything to say about that real quickly before we do the Jenny Award?
He's just mad because his date to the prom rejected him and decided to go without him, And it's just these sour grapes. And my God, their little gay bromance is just it's laughable and performative, and it's actually very painful. It's two people that got their little egos bruised and are acting like man children, to be honest.
Yep. All right. Well, it's just interesting how quickly that relationship broke up. So.
Yeah,
we all knew it was going to happen. All right, the next award, the next segment is the Jenny Award,
and this is the Jenny Award.
All right, here is the Jenny Award, the hero of the week. It is California Congressperson Robert Garcia, I believe, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He has been elected as the new, chairperson for the Democratic side for one of the committees, one of the major committees. And he said on a podcast, which is why I love podcasts, and I hope you continue to watch this one. He said on a podcast that Stephen Miller was the biggest shit. Am I saying that right? He was the biggest shithead in Washington, D.C. And he said that he is going to make it one of his goals to continue to investigate Stephen Miller and the things he does. The reason this is important is because if the Democrats, which is expected, flip the House, he will be the chair of that committee. And then he will be able to subpoena Stephen Miller and hold him accountable for all the crappy things he's doing for immigrants and undocumented things, and because he's the one who kind of spreads all that. But not only that, but it's also reported that Trump has a nickname for Stephen Miller. He calls Stephen Miller Weird Stephen. So, Jenny, you have any comments on that before we end the show?
It's no doubt Stephen Miller is a creepy Nazi.
Just weird.
He really does have a creepy, but a lot of Nazis do have that real creepiness to them or awkwardness to them, because whatever they say is obnoxious. What they don't say is probably even creepier and weirder.
Exactly.
And probably keeping grandma in the basement, chained to the radiator or something. Like, this dude is straight to the duck lips. They always are. Like Goebbels and Hitler and all that were really creepy dudes. Really creepy dudes. And Trump himself is creepy and lecherous. But all of them associated, these Sissy SpaceX, all of them have this really creepy, cringy, makes your skin crawl type vibe. When Musk, jump up on the stage and do that Hitler salute, they just all have that vibe. They really, really do. And congratulations to Robert Garcia, fellow Californian, for stepping up. It takes a lot of political courage to do the right thing in this era of so much cowardice. I'm glad to see some Democrats swinging for the fences. It's what we got to do in 2026.
Yeah, that's what you've been saying all along.
We cannot let the shock and awe of Nazism and fascism scare us into playing scared. We've got to do exactly what he just did. It's a textbook way to win the House back.
Sure. Excellent. On that note, we're going to end the show. It's been a short show, and I apologize because I'm on the road, and we both have some other things that we've got to get to. So we'll see you next week on Coffee and Pan Dulce. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Dance out.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching Coffee and Pan Dulce. Hey, stay safe out there. We're in the dog days of summer. Many states are going through very big heat waves. So drink some water, wear a hat. Don't end up being a MAGA. Y'all have a great week.
Don't fry your brain. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Hey, y'all. Thanks for listening to Coffee and Pan Dulce. And one of our big things is that if you've missed any of our other shows, we are on Facebook, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple for the most part, and a bunch of other audio podcast platforms. So if you've missed us, come back. The water's fine. Dip on in. It's 85 degrees here in my imagination. But anyway, we have 332 episodes in the tank. You can pull up any of them. And most of all, we have fresh ones dropping most weeks. And we got 3 more shows coming. Be excited. But as always, thanks for listening to Coffee and Pan Dulce. And look forward to the 2025 season. Thanks, y'all.
Hi, y'all.
Next up, thanks for watching Coffee and Pan Dulce. Next up is 2 Queers and a Track. Stay tuned.
Coffee and Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee and Pan Dulce.
Sounds
You
great.
sounded like a telenova. I mean,
I'm trying to. All I have to say is go. Yes.
as a non-Spanish speaker.
Here we go. Okay, Jen, we're just going to talk about 4 or 5 minutes about the LA situation. All right, Jen, we're just going to jump directly into the Pendejo Chronicles and the Jenny Award.
Okay.
Here we go.
Thank you, everybody, for watching the Pan con Dulce. Is it Pan con Dulce?
It's
Coffee and Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee and Pan Dulce.